Hi, my name is Dr. Neil Hammerschlag. I'm the director of the University of Miami Shark Research and Conservation Program and a research associate professor at the Rosenstiel School of Marine and Atmospheric Science. This past spring, I was fortunate enough to travel to the Florida Keys, joined by my PhD student, Laura McDonnell, where we met up with our colleague Tristan Guttridge to film a documentary for Shark Week. The premise of the show was to study great hammerhead sharks. In particular, explore a legend of a big great hammerhead shark that was known to frequent the bridges of the lower Florida Keys, like the 7 Mile Bridge. And this hammerhead's nickname was Big Moe. During the project, we used a variety of different scientific technologies to study great hammerheads in the area and search for the legend of Big Moe. Legend has it that Big Moe was this giant great hammerhead shark as big as 18 feet, and we were really setting out to try to go find this legend and explore if there's something cool and unique about the biology and the behavior and genetics even of the great hammerheads in the Florida Keys. So one morning we got a call on the radio while we were heading out to sea that a fisher had actually incidentally hooked up with apparently what he described as a baby great hammerhead. We quickly jumped in. We were able to carefully secure this shark, take a tiny fin clip sample for genetic analysis, because these tags were programmed to last 5 years, meaning that here's an animal that may be in a nursery ground or maybe moving between nursery grounds, and now we're tracking it. And knowing what an animal is doing when it's in the baby stage, the early juvenile stage that's probably using a nursery area, is just information that we don't have. And it'll be really neat to track this individual, see where it is now in its first couple years of life, and when it transitions to maybe moving into larger juvenile habitat and eventually into a subadult. This baby great hammerhead could not have been more than 2 years old, if that. And we decided, given what we were trying to do out here and find this legend of Big Moe, was to call this shark Little Moe. We tagged Little Moe with an acoustic transmitter. What an acoustic transmitter does is it actually sends out a really high frequency ultrasonic sound that the sharks can't hear, humans can't hear. To monitor for that sound, we place listening stations in the water. So tiny little units in the water that can actually hear and detect that sound frequency emitted by the tag that doesn't disturb the shark. And essentially when that shark swims within the listening range, it records that shark, that Little Moe, has been there. Scientists along pretty much the entire US eastern seaboard and the Gulf of Mexico are tracking a variety of different species with acoustic tags, and therefore they have these acoustic receivers along the coastline. And any animal with that type of tag will get detected on one of those listening stations regardless of who owns it. And we're part of a collaborative network where different researchers actually share data from any tagged individuals that are picked up on their listening stations that were tagged by someone else. Whether Little Moe swims around within the underwater listening stations that we have here off of Miami, or they move in other places where there are listening stations, our collaborators, once they download those listening stations, will send us the data and we'll be able to track where Little Moe goes. And I'm excited that the Little Moe page will be a great way for people to keep a tab on what Little Moe is doing. Understanding the movement and habitat use of great hammerheads, especially small ones like Little Moe, is very important. It's our hope that the information that we gather from Little Moe and the other great hammerheads that we've been studying will tell us a little bit more about their population size, about their movements, and ultimately these data will be used to help inform decisions that go in place to better conserve and manage great hammerhead populations within the region.